In a bombshell new interview, LeBron James admitted that his relationship with Kobe Bryant was never truly close. "Me and Kobe never had a real relationship either," LeBron confessed. And that wasn't all. He went further, finally saying the quiet part out loud about why some players, including himself, couldn't stand Kobe during his playing days. From his infamous feud with Shaquille O'Neal to the cold distance he often kept from teammates. LeBron's words are shining a new light on one of basketball's most complex legacies. Here's the full breakdown. The competitive rivalry that shaped an era. To understand the depth of this revelation, you have to rewind to the mid-2000s, a time when the NBA landscape was shifting dramatically. Michael Jordan had long since retired, leaving a void at the top of the basketball world that every elite player was desperate to fill. Into this scene walked an 18-year-old LeBron James, fresh out of high school, already labeled the chosen one on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Meanwhile, Kobe Bryant, already a three-time NBA champion, was reaching the absolute peak of his career, living out what he would later call the Mamba mentality. "We both have the same passion, we just show it in different ways," Kobe once said about LeBron. But LeBron's recent comments reveal that beneath the surface, there was a much darker truth about how Kobe was perceived by players around the league. While LeBron and Kobe eventually developed a mutual respect, the same couldn't be said for many others who crossed paths with the Black Mamba during his prime. Kobe's mentality and why it rubbed players the wrong way. The first key to understanding why so many NBA players harbored intense feelings toward Kobe lies in his uncompromising approach to competition. Kobe's extreme competitiveness, high-volume shooting, and polarizing personality often created friction, not just with opponents, but with teammates. This wasn't merely about being competitive, it was psychological warfare. Kobe's style involved breaking opponents down mentally before he broke them down physically. Danny Green, a former LeBron teammate, once admitted on the All the Smoke podcast that he hated Kobe as a young fan because he thought Kobe was just imitating Michael Jordan. That perception shifted after Green played against him, but for many others, it never changed. Kobe didn't just play hard, he deliberately tried to get inside opponents' heads, identifying who could be rattled and going after them relentlessly. And while this worked as a competitive tactic, it also bred resentment that went far beyond normal on-court rivalry. Off-court controversies and damaged reputations. The dislike for Kobe among certain players wasn't solely about his trash talk or intensity. Some of it was rooted in much deeper, more personal issues, particularly the controversies that followed him throughout his career. The most impactful was the 2003 sexual assault case. Kobe faced felony charges after a night hotel employee accused him of assault. The criminal case was dropped in 2004 when the accuser declined to testify, and the civil lawsuit was settled out of court. Kobe maintained his innocence, but the damage to his public image was immediate. Endorsements dried up, jersey sales plummeted, and, perhaps most importantly, relationships with some fellow NBA players were strained permanently. LeBron has hinted that these controversies shaped the way Kobe was viewed around the league. Though LeBron has always shown public respect for Kobe, especially after joining you, said in paragraphs, ChatGPT said, in a surprising new interview. LeBron James openly admitted that his relationship with Kobe Bryant was never truly close. "Me and Kobe never had a real relationship either," LeBron revealed. But he didn't stop there. He went further, finally saying the quiet part out loud about why some players, including himself, couldn't stand Kobe during his career. From Kobe's infamous feud with Shaquille O'Neal to the cold distance he often maintained from teammates. LeBron's comments peeled back the curtain on one of the most complicated legacies in NBA history. To understand the weight of this revelation, we need to go back to the mid-2000s. When the NBA landscape was undergoing a major shift, Michael Jordan had been retired for years, leaving a power vacuum at the top that every elite player wanted to fill. Into this scene stepped an 18-year-old LeBron James, fresh out of high school, already dubbed the chosen one on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Meanwhile, Kobe Bryant, already a three-time champion, was at the peak of his powers, fully embracing what he would later call the Mamba mentality. "We both have the same passion, we just show it in different ways," Kobe once said about LeBron. But LeBron's recent comments hint at a deeper truth. While they eventually developed mutual respect, Kobe wasn't universally admired by his peers. In fact, many players had trouble getting along with him, both on and off the court. The first piece of the puzzle lies in Kobe's uncompromising approach to competition. His extreme competitiveness, high-volume shooting, and polarizing personality often created friction, not just with opponents, but with teammates. This wasn't simply about playing hard. It was psychological warfare. Kobe deliberately tried to get inside opponents' heads, breaking them down mentally before attacking them physically. Danny Green, LeBron's former teammate, admitted on the All the Smoke podcast that as a young fan, he hated Kobe because he thought Kobe was just copying Michael Jordan. That opinion shifted once Green faced him in competition. But for many other players, the perception of arrogance and selfishness stuck. Kobe prided himself on identifying who could be rattled and relentlessly going after them. While this made him a terrifying competitor, it also fostered resentment that went far beyond normal on-court rivalry. But the dislike for Kobe wasn't just about his intensity or trash talk. It was also tied to personal controversies that followed him throughout his career. The most significant was the 2003 sexual assault case. A 19-year-old hotel employee accused Kobe of assault, leading to 2 felony charges. The criminal case was dropped in 2004 when the accuser chose not to testify, and the civil suit was settled out of court. Kobe insisted he was innocent, but his reputation took a major hit. The fallout was immediate. Endorsement deals vanished, jersey sales plummeted, and perhaps most importantly for this story, some relationships with fellow NBA players never recovered. LeBron has hinted that these controversies played a role in how Kobe was perceived around the league. And although LeBron has consistently shown respect for Kobe, especially after joining the Lakers in 2018, he acknowledges that their relationship only evolved into a brotherly bond much later, after years of distance and complex dynamics.